Hello to all my fellow shield doggos and not sword doggos. This is Zemanon, coach of the Detroit Solgaleo, bringing you our week 4 matchup in the LDL offseason. We're going up against DJ and the Birmingham Jolts. If you did not watch last week, we finally achieved our big dream of winning a match. So now the rest of the season is just the cherry on top, and we're going to see, can we win 2 matches, or can we win 3, or I don't want to dream big, but is there a chance of even making the playoffs? So that journey starts today, and if you can hear it in my voice, I am a little sick. I'm also using the audio from my 3DS as background music because my computer's being wonky right now. So I do apologize for anything if you find it annoying, like if I didn't have any other music. But yeah, and if I cough, I'll try to catch it beforehand and mute my mic. But if not, I apologize. I'm a little sick, but my gameplay is also pretty sick this week. You'll be excited for our matchup. So I was actually pretty scared against DJ, just for some of his potential threats I didn't think I had a lot of answers for. So DJ's full team is Skarmory, Nidoqueen, Gyarados, Scizor, Alakazam, Heracross, Rhyperior, Umbreon, Mega Ampharos, Blastoise, Ninetales, and Venusaur. So that's a nice Fire Water Grass core. And Blastoise and Ninetales were Z users. So I was really scared of Venusaur in Sun, obviously with Chlorophyll. The Alakazam with its 120 speeds really fast. A Scarf Heracross gives me problems. Gyarados is also a Z user, so Bounce Gyarados or something like that would be really, really annoying to deal with, because last week we faced Mega Gyarados and that was a problem for us. So what we decided actually this time is we brought our Alolan Golem, just because we hadn't brought him before, and I actually liked him in this matchup against his 2 steel types. I have Magnet Pull. So if I get Golem in against Skarmory, he really just can't do anything. He's just gonna stay there and eat my wild charges. But I had 4 attacks on the Golem, like Fire Punch, Wild Charge. I think I threw Explosion on there for the fun of it. But yeah, he was just there for offense this week. But the problem is he's just so freaking slow, man. Like, oh my gosh, Golem. It's hard to get an attack off with that terrible speed. Rotom Heat, we're pretty much max speed on Rotom Heat. He's our best way to deal with a non-boosted Gyarados because of our electric attack. Like, we really don't have any other electric on the team this week. So just, full speed, no bulk, Rotom Heat with Volt Switch Overheat, Will-Wisp, just the regular set. And then Swampert, we're using pretty much the same Swampert that we used to deal with our last opponent with his very physical team, including that Mega Gengar from last week. So I think we were Scald, Earth Power, Toxic, and Protect. I could be wrong, but the Toxic, it was really there just to be like, bold, 252, like, you're not taking any damage here. The Swampert's going to eat every attack from the Gyarados and whittle it down with Toxic. That was its main role. But of course I have to worry about the Venusaur here in this matchup, because that would really, that would just completely destroy me. We brought Breloom again this time. Instead of being defensive, we went like all out offensive with, fast Jolly, Mach Punch, and Bullet Seed. Like, just I thought it would be a really nice answer for the, if he's not Fly Z. If he's not Flyinium Z Gyarados, I thought, Bullet Seed's neutral. It does a lot to the Gyarados. Maybe we get 5 hits on it. And then he also, again, he didn't bring Umbreon, but I was scared of Umbreon. So Umbreon, being able to hit it super effectively was nice. I would hit Rhyperior also super effectively. So I thought Breloom was pretty good against a lot of the things that he ended up not bringing, which is unfortunate for us. Hoopa was our Z user this week. Excuse me. We didn't really get to show it off very well, but he was Fight Z for the Umbreon and the Skarmory. It would have been, just to try to chunk them down, since they're so bulky. on this team. And then, of course, if Sun is not up, I have the speed advantage against Venusaur, and I can hit it. But I got to watch out for the Heracross, obviously, since I'm 4 times weak to Bug. And then Mega Pinsir, typical Mega Pinsir, Swords Dance, Return, Quick Attack. And then Close Combat, I think, was my 4th. It was either Close Combat or Earthquake. But let's just get into it. So we let Alolan Golem here because I thought he was going to lead Skarmory, like watching his previous matches here. Hold on, it seems to have some issues. There we go. Yeah, sorry if it was like jolty for you there. But watching his previous matches, he led Skarmory a lot. So I was like, I have Magnet Pull. If I leave Skarmory, I just claim the knockout right now. With Wild Charge, there's nothing he can do about it. But he makes a nice prediction and leads his Gyarados. So now I'm -1 attack. And I go for the Wild Charge because I knew I'd live a Waterfall, so I didn't want to switch out. And that Wild Charge really doesn't do a lot. I kind of forgot that I was -1 at the time. So that's why I did so little. And his Scissor has Toxic, which is a nice little tech on his end. But I have the Fire Punch. And, of course, he's got the Aqua Berry, which is a smart prep on his side. The Aqua Berry is probably for the Rotom and not for the Golem. But, that's how it is sometimes. So he's going to U-turn out here, and I think I just went for a Fire Punch again. There's no reason for me to over-predict in this matchup. For right now, at least with Golem, because he's so slow. That it's not worth it. So I'm actually just gonna Fire Punch, and it does it actually does a lot considering it's not stab, and that's because of the critical hit, which is not it's not going to matter in the end. You're gonna see why. But in the moment, I can see how the crit would be annoying to deal with. And he reveals Energy Ball, not Solar Beam, so that's nice information for us to know. But we're already down 1 Pokemon here. Right now, I bring in my Pinsir, and I don't set up. I'm not dumb enough to set up against a Flamethrower or an Overheat in Sun. So I just went for the return to knock out the Ninetales because I was faster than it. Pinsir has higher base speed than Ninetales does. So it's like, I'm just going to claim a knockout here and go for return. But my opponent actually switches into Venusaur, who is weak to return, and it gets 1 hit, and Venusaur is not holding a Focus Sash. So that was a very curious decision from my opponent in this matchup. Just because maybe they thought I was going to Swords Dance or something like that, but then even if I did, I would just be able to quick attack the Venusaur the following turn. I'm not very sure. But he reveals Morning Sun on Scissor, which is crazy. So he's got Toxic, Morning Sun, and U-turn so far is what he shows off. And this is my return, which is a neutral hit into the Scissor, which knocks it out. So Pinsir taking down the Scissor here. He's already got 2 knockouts. He's doing what he does best. Now, this was a greedy play on my end. I went for the Swords Dance because it brought me up to +4. So he goes for Drill Peck. Thankfully, he does not have Brave Bird. So it only does half to us. I'm now at +4, and I go for the Close Combat. And as you can see, it does a lot. It does like 80%. But like, I wonder if it would have been better just to go for 2 +2 returns, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's resistant, but it was still doing like 45%. So like, I could have done the same amount without the Swords Dance. I don't know if it makes. I don't know if I'm making sense to you guys here. But he actually has the Whirlwind. I think he revealed it maybe 1 turn too late because he took like 90% for that. Because he went for the Drill Peck first. And now he goes for Stealth Rocks, and I'm in a really bad spot because the Pinsir, I think the Pinsir just fell under like 49% or something like that. So if I try to switch back in with Rocks, I think I get knocked out. And I go for the Scald here with the Swampert just because I have no other choice. I can't hit him with Earth Power, and eventually the Scald will take him out. The burn didn't matter, obviously. So the Skarmory goes down, and the legend of Prince Sidon lives on here in the offseason as Swampert is still claiming knockout. This was a really bad misplay on my end here. So I knew I could live an energy ball from full. I had enough bulk to do that. So I stay in, but then I go for Scald in the sun like a dummy instead of going for Earth Power. Look how close we were. Earth Power would have knocked out there, and Swampert would have got 2 more knockouts. Oh my god. Like, it ends up not mattering in the grand scheme of things, but it's just frustrating in the moment that I was like, oh my god, Swampert could have got two knockouts, but it's whatever. He did it. He did his job. He goes down here. We're up 4-3 right now against a very weakened Ninetales, and then a Gyarados, and a Gyarados is at full health, and a Heracross who has not done anything yet. We haven't even seen the Heracross, so I don't know if he's scarfed, I don't know if he's banded, or, whatever he is. So I decided to defog here. That was a safe play for me, because I needed Swampert to be able to switch back in. And Rotom Heat has a higher base speed than Gyarados does, so by being pretty much full speed, timid, the crit did not matter. At minimum, I put enough special attack to one-shot, no bulk Gyarados with Volt Switch, so the crit did not matter there. And that Gyarados is down. So that's really nice that our Rotom was able to work in that setting. We go for the quick attack here, which will take down the Ninetales. So that is KO number 3 for Mega Pinsir here in this matchup. And then I'm not messing with it. He could be scarfed. He could have a rock move. I don't know what's going on. So I just go for the quick attack, which is 4 times super effective. And down goes the Heracross. And the Detroit Solgaleo are now 2-2 in the LDL offseason, which is just bonkers to think about. Like, oh man. Swampert has like either 4 or 5 knockouts this season. Mega Pinsir is currently 10-2 right now, so a +8 differential. But yeah, we didn't get to show off our Hoopa. We didn't get to show off the Breloom. This is 2 weeks in a row now that we brought Breloom and have not been able to show off our prep for it. But I'll gladly take that, because that means we're winning pretty convincing matches there. Golem really was not as impressive. He would have been better if if Scissor didn't have the Aqua Berry. I think the Fire Punch probably knocks out, so he probably would have got a knockout there. But I think overall we prepped really well for this team, even though like some of the stuff like Umbreon and Rhyperior and Mega Ampharos and stuff like that, like that didn't come. We were still ready for the things that did. So we are now 2-2. I believe we're +2 differential. So I think we're in like 8th place, and 8 of the top 8 of the 16 slots make the playoffs. So if the season were to end today, we would actually make the playoffs with this team, which is just insane to think. So our goal for the rest of the season, now that we've gotten our second goal out of the way, which is win a second match, is to try to make the playoffs, because that would be, if we go 4-3, maybe like a +2 or 3 differential, something like that. Just try to have good matches in our last 3 matchups here. That could solidify us a slot in the playoffs. We'll see what happens. I know my last 3 opponents, I have some really tough matchups that I'm pretty nervous for. But for now, we're 2-2. We're gonna move on to the next week and try to go over 500 in our win-loss. But you'll have to wait till next time. Again, I apologize for being sick and using my in-game audio as background noise, but sometimes it's just what you gotta do. But for now, this is Zemanon and the Detroit Solgaleo signing off. We will see you next time.